Hello everyone, welcome to our TJ Comments and Answers channel. I hope all of you are doing well. In this video, we are going to analyze and respond to the questions from this week's Watchtower study. It corresponds to the week of March 25th to 31st, titled, Jehovah Will Help You in Bad Times. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's address questions number 1 and 2. What problems can Jehovah's servants face? Jehovah's servants face various problems, from illnesses to difficult situations such as persecution. However, we trust in Jehovah's promise described in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, where he assures us that he will be with us in times of adversity. Despite the difficulties, we can maintain joy and make wise decisions by remaining loyal to God. The article highlights 4 ways in which Jehovah helps us face life's challenges, encouraging us to take advantage of that help. It's important to remember that although we face trials, our faith and trust in Jehovah strengthen us to overcome any obstacle. Let's move on to the first subtitle, Jehovah will protect us. Let's consider question number 3. What might it be hard for us to do if we are going through a serious problem? When we face serious problems, we may struggle to think clearly and make decisions due to the pain and distress that overwhelms our hearts. This mental state can make us feel overwhelmed and lost, as expressed by Olivia and Monica in their experiences. However, Jehovah has promised to help us in times of desperation. His word assures us that he will strengthen and sustain us in our trials, allowing us to find comfort and guidance even when we feel unable to face the situation on our own. Let's look at question number 4. What does Jehovah promise us in Philippians 4 verses 6 and 7? In these verses, Jehovah promises us that through prayer, we can present our requests before him. The promise is that the peace of God, which surpasses all human understanding, will guard our hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. This peace is a sense of inner calm and tranquility that we experience by maintaining a close relationship with Jehovah. It is a peace that goes beyond what we can comprehend or imagine, and it sustains us even in the toughest moments. Have we ever experienced this peace after intense prayer? If we have, it's a sign that Jehovah is fulfilling his promise to provide us with his peace amidst our worries and difficulties. Let's consider question number 5. How does the peace of God protect our mind and heart? The peace of God protects our mind and heart in a similar way to how soldiers guard a city to prevent attacks. This military metaphor teaches us that by experiencing Jehovah's peace, our mind and heart are shielded and secure like the inhabitants of a city protected by soldiers. Although external circumstances may be difficult, as seen in Psalm 4 verse 8, this peace gives us a sense of tranquility and security, allowing us to remain calm even in the midst of trials. The same thing happened with Anna, who, as we read in 1 Samuel chapter 1 verses 16 to 18, found comfort and serenity despite her problems. Seeing this, we understand that God's peace enables us to think clearly and make wise decisions even in times of adversity. Let's move on to question number 6. What can we do to feel God's peace? To experience God's peace, we must follow the example of Luis and Anna, who sought comfort and guidance from Jehovah through prayer amid their difficulties, as we see in Luke chapter 11, verse 9. Like this couple, we can all communicate with God in prayer, asking Him to give us mental peace, protection for our hearts, and wisdom to make wise decisions in times of adversity. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17, we read, "Pray constantly," so it is crucial to persevere in prayer, continually seeking Jehovah's presence and support as Luis and Anna did, finding comfort and strength in their relationship with God. Constant and fervent prayer draws us closer to God and allows us to experience His peace that surpasses all human understanding. Let's apply what we see in Romans chapter 12, verse 12, because in difficult times, prayer is a powerful tool that connects us with divine power and provides us with the peace and strength necessary to face any situation. Let's move on to the second subtitle, Jehovah will give us stability. Let's look at question number 7. How might we feel if we are going through a very difficult situation? When we go through difficult situations, our emotions can overwhelm us. We may feel overwhelmed by sadness, anger, loneliness, and frustration, as Luis's wife did after his death. This mix of emotions can make us feel like we are lost in the middle of a storm at sea, struggling to stay afloat. However, Jehovah offers His help in these turbulent times. He provides comfort and strength to face our overwhelming emotions. The Bible assures us in Psalm 34 verse 18 that Jehovah is close to the brokenhearted and will sustain us with His loving hand. Additionally, we can find comfort in prayer and in the company of our loved ones and brothers and sisters in faith, who can offer us support and understanding in times of difficulty. Let's look at question number 8. What has Jehovah promised us in Isaiah 33 verse 6? In this text, Jehovah promises us stability in times of adversity. This stability is compared to the stabilizers of a ship that counteract the sway during a storm, providing security and comfort to the passengers. Similarly, when we face serious problems, the stability Jehovah offers helps us remain firm and calm. However, this promise of stability requires us to continue advancing in our service to God. Just as a ship's stabilization systems work best when the ship is in motion, our spiritual stability is strengthened when we continue to faithfully serve Jehovah. This involves persevering in our faith and maintaining a close relationship with God through prayer and meditation on His Word, as well as continuing to obey His commandments. By remaining spiritually active, we can experience the stability Jehovah promises. Let's consider question number 9. How do the tools provided by Jehovah's organization stabilize us? The tools provided by Jehovah's organization act as stabilizers, helping us maintain emotional balance during life's storms. If we find ourselves in the midst of an emotional crisis, it is crucial to maintain a good spiritual routine, even if it may be more limited than before. In Luke chapter 21, verses 1 to 4, we see how Jehovah understands our circumstances and reasonably expects from us what we can do. It is essential to set aside time for personal study and meditation and to take advantage of the tools the organization provides, such as the JW Library app, the Watchtower Publication Index, and the Study Guide for Jehovah's Witnesses. Monica, for example, used these organization tools when facing difficult times. She searched for keywords related to her emotions and read relevant information until she felt better. She experienced a noticeable change in her emotional state, feeling Jehovah's comfort and support as she read. In this way, Jehovah provides us with emotional stability, helping us stay balanced until the turbulent waters of life calm down. Let's move on to the second subtitle, Jehovah will sustain us. Let's look at question number 10. How might we feel when we suffer a mishap? When we face a mishap, it is natural to feel physically and emotionally weak. Like injured athletes, we may struggle to perform tasks that were once simple, and we may lose interest in activities we used to enjoy. This mood can be similar to Elijah's, who, as we see in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 5 to 7, was so overwhelmed that he only wished to sleep. However, just as Jehovah did with Elijah, he promises to strengthen us in our weakness and suffering. Let's consider question number 11. What else does Jehovah do to help us? According to the text we just read, Jehovah promises to sustain us in times of difficulty. Just as an injured athlete needs support to move, we may also need help to continue serving Jehovah actively. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13, he assures us, I Jehovah your God, am grasping your right hand, the one saying to you, do not be afraid. I will help you. This image of Jehovah holding our right hand conveys the idea of constant and firm support, like a father guiding his child. When David faced trials and enemies, he noticed Jehovah's presence by his side, giving him the strength to move forward, leading him to exclaim what we read in Psalm chapter 18, verse 35, Your right hand sustains me. The way Jehovah sustains us can manifest in various ways, but his constant and comforting support is always available to those in need. Let's look at question number 12. If we feel very bad, who can Jehovah use to help us? When we feel very bad, Jehovah can use other people to help us, as we see in 1 Samuel chapter 23, verses 16 and 17, how Jonathan strengthened David when he was discouraged. In 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 2, we see that Jehovah supported Elijah through Elisha. In our situation, Jehovah may use our family, friends, or elders to sustain us. However, it is natural that in moments of deep pain, we may wish to be alone. Nevertheless, we must ask ourselves what we should do to take advantage of the help Jehovah offers. Let's look at question number 13. What must we do to benefit from the help Jehovah provides? To benefit from the help Jehovah provides, we must resist the impulse to isolate ourselves, as we see in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 1. When we distance ourselves from others, we focus too much on our problems, which can lead us to make wrong decisions. Although we all need moments of solitude, especially in times of tragedy, rejecting the help of others could mean ignoring the support Jehovah sends us through them. It is important to accept the help of our family, friends, and elders, recognizing them as instruments of Jehovah to sustain us. Let's move on to the third subtitle, Jehovah will comfort us. Let's look at question number 14. What can scare us? In Psalm chapter 55, verses 1 and 5, we see that in times of fear and anxiety, it is natural to feel vulnerable and scared, as if we were helpless against the adverse circumstances we face. The Bible recounts experiences of faithful servants of God who admitted to trembling with fear due to the persecution of their enemies or other difficulties. We too may face similar situations, whether it is opposition from people around us, family conflicts, or facing serious illnesses threatening our lives. In these moments, we may feel like a helpless and vulnerable child. However, Jehovah offers help and comfort in such circumstances. Let's consider question number 15. According to Psalm 94 verse 19, what does Jehovah promise to do? According to the text, Jehovah promises to comfort and reassure us in times of fear and anxiety. The image presented in the article is that of a loving father comforting his frightened daughter during a storm. Similarly, when we face fears, we need to feel the support and security of our Heavenly Father. To receive comfort from Jehovah, it is important to approach Him in prayer and trust in His love and protection, allowing His presence to bring us peace and tranquility amidst our concerns. Let's look at question number 16. If we want Jehovah to comfort us, what must we do? To receive comfort from Jehovah, it is essential to establish an intimate connection with Him through prayer and the study of His Word. By spending time with God in this way, we develop a close relationship that allows us to turn to Him in times of distress and fear. By praying sincerely and sharing our concerns with Jehovah, we find comfort in His paternal love and care. Additionally, by reading the Bible, especially uplifting passages like the books of Job, Psalms, and Proverbs, as well as the teachings of Jesus, we receive spiritual strength and comfort in the midst of difficulties. Jehovah speaks to us through His Word, providing us with comfort and hope to face life's trials. Let's look at question number 17. What must we keep in mind? Psalm chapter 94, verse 14, reminds us that it is essential to remember that even in the most difficult times, Jehovah will always be present to help us. His promise of protection, stability, support, and comfort is firm and secure, as expressed by Isaiah. Those trusting in Jehovah will possess enduring strength. Therefore, it is crucial to trust in Jehovah and take advantage of all the help He offers. By doing so, we will find the strength necessary to overcome life's toughest challenges. Now we will answer the review questions entitled, What Would You Say? Question 1. When might we need Jehovah's help more than ever? When we face serious problems, we may struggle to think clearly and make decisions due to the pain and distress that overwhelms our hearts. However, Jehovah has promised to help us in moments of desperation, assuring us that He will strengthen and sustain us. Question 2. In what 4 ways does Jehovah help us when we go through difficult times? Jehovah helps us in 4 ways. He will protect us, give us stability, sustain us, and finally, He will comfort us. Question 3. What must we do to benefit from the help Jehovah offers? The tools provided by Jehovah's organization, such as JW Library, the Index of Publications, and the Study Guide for Jehovah's Witnesses, are instruments that act as stabilizers, helping us maintain emotional balance during life's storms. Well, these have been the answers from this week's Watchtower study. I hope they are very helpful to you, my dear brothers and sisters. We will see each other next week with a new video. I send you a big hug, and may Jehovah bless and protect you always.